Hi guys, and Merry Tiffmas. Welcome to my Tiffmas series. This is a spin on a Vlogmas, but Tiffany style. Today in my series, I am going to be going over one of the things that I accomplished on my vision board. And today's topic is going to be therapy. So on my vision board, I said that I wanted to start therapy, and that was at the top of the year. And although it did take some time to get into, I ended up just going for it. So I'll insert a picture here of my vision board, and I will probably zoom in right now where my therapy little square picture, whatever, goal was for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, but before I get started, I want to introduce myself to those who do not know me. To those of you who do, hi guys, welcome back, missed you. And to those of you guys who don't, my name is Tiffany Shyla, but I also go by Beautiffied, and I am here for the girls who manage to be bold and authentic while still being the reserved queen that you are. I do beauty, fashion, and lifestyle on my channel, and that's something that you're interested in. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel or send it to a friend that you feel like it resonates with. And now that we're acquainted, welcome to my channel, beautiful. This is going to be a little bit lengthy, but trust me guys, I have gems all up in here, all up through this video. Please bear with me. I swear it's gonna be a good one, okay? And if you see me look down, I have my laptop right here to keep me on track with my notes. I'm gonna start off with the fact that I've been wanting to go to therapy for years now. Years ago when I was in college, I actually was diagnosed by my doctor with depression and anxiety. Why did I say it like that? Depression and anxiety. And at the time I was taking medicine for it and things like that, but I stopped my medicine because I just didn't like the way that it felt, and I was just leaving it up to me to make myself happy and bring myself up out of those places. But I always felt like I wanted to speak to somebody, and although I had friends and family that I could talk to, it just never was really my thing. I wouldn't say it wasn't my thing, but I just always felt like a level of guilt about dumping my problems on somebody. Not that I needed them to provide a solution for me, but because I just wanted to be heard at the time, and I just wanted to get it off my chest and get it out of my mind. But I did feel bad, and on top of that, I just feel like I wasn't able to just release everything out that I wanted to get out at the time without having like that unbiased opinion. I'm the type of person who I don't like people to tell me what I want to hear, or even like try to, I guess, lessen the blow. I want to hear the real deal, what you think about this situation, because I'm going to do that for those around me as well when they come to me with problems. And I just feel like my friends were probably just trying to be really gentle with me, along with my family, really gentle. So every time I try to get on a website to go search up different therapy methods, it just always gave me such bad anxiety. I don't know what it is about it. I really don't. I cannot put my finger on it, but I promise you, I would search on the website, click through it for probably about, I'm gonna say 15 to 20 minutes at a time, and I would literally X out of the website every single time. And I did this for years, mind you. When was I think 2016 and 2017 is when I started looking up therapists and doing this whole thing on the website and getting off. And it is 2025, the year of change, good and bad. And I'm happy to say that I finally connected with a therapist. So let's rewind. The only person that I knew at the time was going to therapy close to me would be my sister. My sister was the only one that discussed the fact that she did go to therapy, along with my best friend. My sister and one of my best friends But my best friend, I think she told me the way that she found a therapist was from a different state, if I'm not mistaken. And when I was collecting the details, it just wasn't really sounding like something that I felt like I could do at the time. And for my sister, she loves her therapist and she was always vocal about seeing her therapist. But of course, we cannot go to the same therapist. That's not how it works. So one day I was having a conversation. Well, we were having a conversation. It was me and my best friends, 4 of them. So it's a total of 5 of us. And one of my best friends was like, have you guys ever heard of this website? Because I saw my friend recommended it. She pretty much told her about it. And she was like, oh, the site's name is Growth Therapy. You just go on and you search through the different therapists and you see whose bio pretty much relates to you and what you're trying to accomplish in your therapy journey, right? And she also let me know that they do take insurance. So I was like, At the time, I was in my health bag. I'm using up all of the benefits that I can, is what I'm basically trying to say. All of the benefits that I get from work, I was using them all up. And so I was like, well, I pay great money for my insurance and I receive great benefits for my job. Let me see if my job will cover it. So I go on this growth therapy website and I enter in my provider, my insurance provider, and lo and behold, my insurance is taken on this website. So you know what I do? I filter it out and I see who's the therapist that I want to be seen by, who takes my insurance. And me specifically, I wanted a woman as a therapist. And I not only wanted a woman, but I wanted a woman of color as well, because I feel like nobody can relate to the problems that you go through like somebody that can put themselves in your shoes, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that non-people of color don't make good therapists, because I'm sure that they do. But for me specifically, I wanted somebody who, when I tell my problems to, they can put themselves in my shoes easily if they needed to, because of the cultural differences that there are. So when I went to Grow Therapy, when I went on the website, I looked for a woman of color, and also I was trying to search for a woman who was not too old and not too young. I didn't want someone too old because I did not want them imposing their traditional mindset and traditional thinking onto me and my situations, because I have had a tough time with that already. I also didn't want anyone too young because I don't want to feel like I'm talking to like somebody up here. Like, I don't want you to treat me like, even though I get the homegirl feeling and I love that, I feel like I get that from my therapist now, but I just didn't want anybody to feel like way too comfortable with me. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they're kind of having that bias that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I didn't want them to feel like, girl, you're not wrong. These older people and yada yada yada. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I needed still some wisdom to my therapist. So that was kind of what I filtered mine out to be when I was searching through them. And I just wanted to also go over the challenges as a Black woman seeking therapy. I feel like a lot of times when we are choosing somebody to open up to, we're kind of scared to do so because we have that fear of being judged by somebody, because as a woman of color, we are judged all the time we're prejudged all the time. Before someone even gets a chance to say hello to you, they already have their mind made up on what type of person they want you to be or what type of person they think that you are. So I feel like that was a challenge with therapy as a Black woman, is just that fear of being judged, as well as having that strong face on. I knew that when I went into therapy, I did not want to be seen as the strong person, and that was debunked immediately, because when I say one of the sessions I had, one of the first few sessions with my therapist, I was boo-hoo crying. I was just laughing with her about that the other day. It's not funny that I was crying like that, but it's just the fact that, like, dang girl, I barely even gave you the insights of me, and I was bawling, crying in our session. Who told you that was okay, girl? That's not okay. No, I'm playing. But I just didn't. That is perfect for me, because I did not want to be seen or even have to feel like I had that strong, put together Black woman face on in my therapy session. I wanted to be able to vent about everything that's going on in my mind and not feel like I'm trying to put on this front when in all actuality I'm not okay. And the funny part is, when I was crying that day, the way that the way that I ended up crying was her asking me, "Are you okay? You look different today. How's your day? Tell me about your day." And baby, it was done from there. Like, curtains closed. I was in full-fledged tears. But that is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so moving on. How I feel like therapy has helped me. I'm going to basically tell you how my year went and how I feel like going through therapy pretty much helped me throughout my years. Before my year started off, so I actually started therapy in April, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Either March or April is when I started therapy. And January all the way until then, I think it might have been March, matter of fact. But January up until I started my therapy, I was basically going through the motions of life, and I was knocking everything out. Like, I just felt like I was super high functioning, and I didn't really get to pay attention too much to the way that I was really feeling, if that makes sense. So I was just going through the motions of life, and I wasn't really paying attention to, hey, you want to take a break and just focus on your mental real quick? No, I wasn't doing any of that. Instead, I was just moving at a high rate, just trying to reach levels of success without thinking about all the other factors, which when you are, on the move and things like that, you have to, when you're chasing success, you also have to prioritize your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. All of that, it all plays a factor in your success. So never neglect that. And so in January, all the way up until then, I didn't realize that I was doing that. And when my therapist first got to see me, we had to do an assessment. And I talked about this in one of my other videos. But basically, during the assessment, we came to the conclusion that I was moderately to severely depressed, and I was severely anxious. And so when that happened, I feel like that kind of just put a stop into everything, because at that point now I'm seeing in real time the assessment, hey, maybe you're not as okay as you thought, but I was moving too fast to even focus on that or think about that at the time. So that kind of made me spiral. I am not gonna lie. After that, I spent many nights just crying myself to sleep, and I woke up and I was crying every second of the day. Like, I was just really spiraling, because I just felt like I had no direction. This whole year, I feel like I have been fighting a lot of silent battles, and in the process, I just feel like I haven't been giving myself, like, when I reflect on it, I haven't been giving myself the respect that I give to others. I feel like I have been receiving a lot of disrespect from others because of the things that I tolerate. I've been allowing people to push my boundaries and things of that nature. So that is how I feel like my therapy has helped, because it allowed me to address that. So I will go on and tell you guys what I've learned as well after this, but that's one of the ways it's helped me with fighting my depression and anxiety. And another one is the fact that I was dealing with losses in my life, and that goes for, oh my gosh, my voice is shaking. I'm hoping that I don't get emotional, but I was dealing with a lot of losses in my life, and that goes for like a parent. I didn't physically lose my parent, like my parent is still here, but I did lose my parent in the sense that I let that relationship go, because it just was not servicing me whatsoever. And again, when I was saying the thing about tolerating disrespect, I feel like I was doing that a lot with my parent. And honestly, I'm one of those people who give grace a lot to everybody, and I give grace like to a crazy extent. Like it just gives pushover at this point. And I felt like I was giving excuse after excuse for disrespect, and I was doing that in the sake of just trying to understand where someone was coming from, which was my parent, and none of that was being reciprocated. Instead, it was a lot of gaslighting going on. And I feel like just when you look at it, it is just pure manipulation. And I really tried, because in my head, I've always gone through life with thinking like, oh, okay, you can just forgive this person because we only get one life, and we only get two parents, for real, like two natural born parents. And not only that, but we're all doing this life thing for the first time. So I tried to move like that when giving grace to others, but it wasn't servicing me. Along with that, I was dealing with losses in my life, like a physical loss as well. I did lose someone that was very important to me, who I grew up with in a sense, who helped me with my teenagehood. So it just really struck a nerve, and I'm still to this day trying to, I guess, figure that out and navigate that. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. Like I haven't lost anyone that close to me, like that played such a big role in my life, in a really long time. So it just, I don't know, it just did something to me, and I don't know how to give myself grace, I should say, for that situation, even though it really didn't, like, you know, there's no way to give yourself grace when things like that happen, because it's just, there's not a way to do so. But also just beating myself up for certain things that I did or didn't to say, and times that are lost, like that was just not, it just wasn't a good space. So I was dealing with a lot of losses this year, right? And I feel like therapy helped with all three of those things: fighting my mental health battles, along with the losses of a relationship and a person. And things that I've learned in therapy will be the last bullet point that I have. And things that I've learned, I definitely learned how to be more self-aware. So whenever I'm feeling certain things, I know, I guess, where it's coming from. And I've always been really intuitive when it comes to my feelings, but I'm way more aware of, this is being caused by this, like I guess, like why this started because of this, the cause and effect, like all of that. I'm way more aware of things with myself, along with the behaviors that I do now. I know what it's stemming from and things like that. Also, something that I learned in therapy too was how to advocate for myself. That is something that I am still actively learning, but that is something that was brought up to me by my therapist. I guess something that she noticed with me that I was not doing, and that is so true. Like, she hit it right on the head with that, because I never was really one to, I wouldn't say I'm scared of conflict, because I'm not. I would approach conflict immediately when necessary, but I do feel like I'm one of those people who I let people literally drag me through the mud up until my face is completely filled with mud and I can't see anymore now. So now I'm gonna have to address why you just drug me through the mud. When in all actuality, it should be as soon as your big toe touches that mud from them dragging you in it, that's when you should address it. And that is something that I am currently going through, and something that I've gotten way better at with therapy. I've also learned how to problem solve during hard times. You can't just sit there and let things happen, if that makes sense. Like, you have to definitely address things when they come to you, because there's like, you're never going to get anywhere just sitting on all of these problems. And then I also lastly learned how to grow into a healthier and better Tiffany, and that was my goal from joining therapy to begin with. I want to be a healthier version of myself, somebody that I can show up for others, and someone who I can, in the future, when I do create my legacy, I will be able to carry those new traits over for, and yeah, just be a better person for myself. Those are all of the things that I've learned during therapy, how therapy has benefited me and my journey through therapy. And that is all that I was asking for on my vision board, so I couldn't be happier. Shout out to my therapist. She watches my videos sometimes. So if you're seeing this, thank you, girl. I love you, and you have no idea how much you changed me for the better. I really appreciate that. So you guys, if you're thinking about joining therapy, maybe this could be a good first start. Go on growtherapy.com. This is not sponsored whatsoever. This is my real testimony. And yes, very affordable, and it gets the job done. I love you guys so much, and I thank you so much for joining me for another Tiffmas episode. I will see you guys on the next one, of course. Bye.